Well, good evening. Thank you very much for all of you attending this forum, an informational session to allow people to have a better understanding of where the new Green Meadow School design is going. But just a real quick update. We have 21 members on this committee. Phil, can you put the next? Thank you. We have 21 members on this committee. 17 are voting members, 4 are non-voting members. If anybody in the audience here or online has a question, I would ask that you save the questions till the end of the presentation tonight. So make notes and please open up the questions as soon as we're finished. So next on the agenda here will be Brian Haas, Superintendent of Schools. Then after Brian is finished, he will introduce Phil Palumbo and Crystal Blank. And I will just leave it at that for now, and I will be quiet. Brian Haas, Superintendent, could you do the next slide, please? Thank you.
Fabulous. I would love to. Brian Haas here. I'm with Principal Rulo of the current Green Meadow School. And our purpose today is to give you an update and specifically to remind you that we're really fortunate to be working with the Mass School Building Authority, who is contributing a substantial amount of funds to this project to make it possible for the town of Maynard. They have a very prescriptive process. So that's one of the things that you'll notice prior to this and moving forward about how we do paperwork, when we turn things in, who we work with, etc. There's a large amount in a positive way of checks and balances. And they're a major stakeholder in this project. So that means two things. They have purse strings. It's their money, and it means they want it to be successful. So the MSBA, that's why they're in business. They're in business to create schools, to support students, to support towns, and they want it to go well. Part of what we have to do is make sure that we have an adequate maintenance and training plan once the building's turned over, and we will. And other than that, I don't know, Mr. Rulo, Principal Rulo, if you have anything to add?
Working with the MSBA has been a wonderful experience at this time, and we look forward to the new building coming up in the 2027-28 school year.
Thanks. And I'm going to turn it over to our owner project manager, Phil Palumbo.
Thank you, guys. So project budget update. So the project budget that the town of Maynard approved at the fall town meeting of last year was $83.6 million. So that's total project budget. Within there, you have a construction budget of $66.9 million. There's been no changes to those two numbers. We recently had our first round of cost estimates coming out of the fall town meeting, and our current building and site design is tracking on that $66.9 million budget. So great news there. Another update to the budget that happened post the fall town meeting, the town and the MSBA executed an amendment to the project funding agreement to increase the MSBA share and decrease Maynard's share. The MSBA looked at projects that fell in the pipeline at the same time frame as the Green Meadow project did, and looked at the unanticipated cost escalations that those projects encumbered throughout the design and had to estimate that in their project budget. So what they did for those select projects is they increased their building cost cap, reimbursement cap, as well as their site work cap. So the MSBA share went from 35% up to 44%. And the Maynard share went from 65% down to the 56%. So great news there. Back at the fall town meeting, when we were putting together local tax implication numbers, based off of that 65% Maynard share on a 30-year bond at 5% interest rate, we were showing a monthly tax increase per $100,000 valuation of $14.65. Using the same math, that number goes down to $10.83 per month. So great news there with the budget. In project timeline update, so similar to what was presented at the fall town meeting, the plan is to go through the course of 2024 to get the bid docs ready for bid. One thing we added to the project to help save costs and help save time on the construction side of things is we introduced an early site enabling package to the construction process for the project. So the plan is to go out to bid for a site scopes, like some tree clearing, some site clearing where the new building is going to be, installing the ground source heat pump system wells towards the back of the property. And the idea is to go out to bid for that in the next couple of weeks. So that work can start at late June, early July. And that work will probably go through early fall. But all the while, the bid docs for the main building and site package will be continuing on. And the plan is to go with the bid in December. Have the GC bidding in late January and have a GC on board come February of next year. And it'll be a 2-year construction process. So come winter break of 26-27 is when we're anticipating the new building to be occupiable, move students and staff safely into the new building. Once they're in there, start the abatement process and demo process of the existing building, and then finish off the site work. That'll bring us into summer of 2027, and then punch list commissioning and kind of MSBA final audit that will bring us through summer of 2028. With that, I'll hand it to Chris from Mount Vernon Group to give us a design update.
Okay, thank you. So, over the past few months since the project was approved, we continue to meet with some administration, building committee, and some of the town stakeholders. So what I'm going to do is share with you some of the updates of the site and the building progress. As you can see here, a majority of the site remains the same as far as design, but some of the things that we made adjustments to in meeting with Brian, Rob, and their staff as a result of the security and safety meetings, as well as daily logistics, was they requested to move some of the play area for the older children, the K through 3 grades, more towards the front and towards the play fields in the front. What this will allow is ease of operation through daily logistics, getting kids to and from the school very easily in case of, children need some attention by the nurse or other staff. Maybe they need to get the kids in quickly due to inclement weather. So we presented a number of iterations and options. This is the option that the administration and school building committee finally, agreed upon. And what it does is it moves that K through 3 play area to the right of the main entrance. It breaks up the parking, provides a little bit more parking down to the pre-K area and basketball court. There's about 127 parking spaces on site spread around the building and throughout the site for good logistics of use in play areas, etc. The next slide will show the updated floor plans. So since our last town meeting, if you will, we showed these floor plans. The plans themselves have not changed. We're still accommodating the number of classrooms, the classroom wings to separate the pre-K from the first grade on the first floor. We still maintain a central common core and community area, which will house the administration and health suites right up front. It includes the basketball court and the cafeteria shortly behind them. So during school operations, all kids have equidistant travel to and from the common areas. It also allows the administration to oversee these common areas as well. And for after hours use by the community, which is always one of the goals of MSBA and the communities, is entry through the main entrance to these areas for school plays, youth sports, etc. Makes it easy. And it allows the lockdown of the academic wings for security reasons after hours. Maintains a nice central core area, easy wayfinding for the young children. The grades and classroom wings will be color coded. We'll work with the district so pre-K and K kids know where their wing is first grade. And then what we have on the second floor, if we move up, is an identical layout. So easy wayfinding for the young children, especially at this grade level, as they move up through the grade structures. On the second floor, we have common spaces as well, such as the media center, the STE room, the art room. We have a guidance suite up there that provides administration for oversight and access in case there's, kids have emergencies or lost, they need to find their way. What this also helps do is for these children, they're comfortable when they're moving from grade level to grade level. It's not a completely new wing. They're not unfamiliar. And as they traverse the school, it makes them feel comfortable. The next slide will show some of the updated renderings that we have. So a bird's eye view, if you will, from the Great Road space is going to show kind of the entire campus area. The school sits proudly in the background. It's fronted by parking in the front, the right side, left side, and in the rear. And then the play areas are dispersed. We have a play area to the right, which is adjacent to the pre-K wing. Allows the kids to come directly out of their classroom space, escorted into a fenced-in area for the pre-K children. The play area in the front, again, kids will come out from the main entrance during lunch periods. Gym, they can come out and use the play area. And the close proximity to the field and the basketball court gives the staff and students options during recess and playtime. They can either play in the age-appropriate play structures, or they can go down. The staff can set up cones and areas for kids to play basketball, soccer, any of the other kind of activities that would be good for kids during the school day. Our next slide should provide you with a close-up of the front of the school. One of the things you'll see here is kind of a basic color scheme. We are currently preparing multiple schemes to share with the building and site subcommittee, as well as the building committee. And we'll share those, present some options with colors and different patterns so that they can continue to approve and select what they feel is appropriate for the new school in the district. But it gives you an idea of how cars, buses can park in front. The front entrance will be very identifiable for parents and staff coming in, for students, and the community itself when they're coming in for various after-hours activities. Both play areas will be appropriately sized for the amount of students and the types of structures that you would find for those grade levels. And then the last rendering kind of gives you a view from the back of the school as the parent pickup and drop off area comes around. It will peel off along the school to a patio just on the right side of the back entrance, where parents can come in, pick up and drop off their kids. One of the nice things about the design is it allows a nice queue space in the back for parents. So in inclement weather, when parents coming in, they can queue up, get traffic off Great Road, queue up, pick up their children, and then pull out. Some districts may elect to set up a QR code sign in the back. They come in, they scan, and then the staff with the students inside will give them an idea of the order in which kids should be exiting and which parents should be coming up. A lot of school districts are going to this type of thing. It's something that Maynard could explore, and it allows for a very easy transition of getting to and from the pickup and drop off area and then back out to the main drive. So at this point, things have continued to flow in the progression that was displayed and presented at the beginning of the town when it approved the school, and we're continuing to just fine tune and refine the systems and building.
If anybody has any questions, anybody in the audience here physically have any questions? Or anybody online that might have any questions that could be answered or clarification, please. I don't see, can you see all of them? I don't see any hands up.
I don't see any hands up. I see everybody.
I don't have any more information. If Superintendent Haas would want to add anything at the end, I'm not sure.
Always love to talk about the school system and the schools. Absolutely. We want to thank the community for their overwhelming support at the earlier meeting this year to support this project. And I look forward to continuing to update you so you know the process and as it's happening, and we'll let you know before construction starts, and there'll be ample opportunities to stay informed. For example, this presentation has been recorded and it'll be available online, and we'll continue to keep you updated. So thank you very much. Have a great evening. Enjoy the nice weather.